Hey everyone, it's Brandy and welcome back to my channel, Brandy Janae's Bookshelf. As you can see from the title of this video, today I am going to be doing my January TBR. This video, I'm going to try to make it not seem super rushed, but it is currently 12:20. I'm going to try to make this not last longer than 10 minutes if possible, because I do work at 8:30 tomorrow morning and I still need to kind of at least get stuff moved out of the way so that I can sleep comfortably. So yeah, we'll see. I initially wasn't planning on doing something at first, but then I was just like, I kind of want to do it because I just want to start off fresh with the new year. Basically, before I'm already talking vaguely, so let's just get right into it. So if you haven't already seen my 2021 goals video, because I think I'm going to make sure that I post that before I post this TBR video. I decided that this year I wanted to try a different kind of TBR game to try to help me out with reading my physical book. So last year I took a different approach with this. I decided to create a TBR jar for myself, and I think that it was very helpful because I had prompts that I would choose a book that I felt like reading at the time that fit that prompt. This is a similar concept, just kind of a more complicated thing for no reason. But I think it'll be a lot more fun because it does have challenges. So I'm going to go over that, do that, and then kind of go over some of the other books that I would like to get throughout the month. Basically, this is the deck of TBR. I did not come up with this idea. I actually saw it on April's channel from Aprilius Maximus, which I will leave her most recent video about this that she posted, which I believe it was her January TBR, because I just watched that today. But she actually got this idea from, I think the channel name is Books with Maddie, and I will leave her original video where she goes over how she set this up, or the rules that she decided to go with for this challenge or this game. So I have like a full size poster board for my game, so this month is not going to be the best when it comes to displaying it. I will do my best to show it off in this video, but I will make sure at least in the future that I am set up, at least for this portion of the video, to make sure that I am sitting in front of this or next to it, or have it set up in the way that you can see what I'm doing or where stuff is actually leading to. But for now, I will just kind of briefly show it off and then go through what I'm going to be doing and how I'm going to be playing this. Okay, so this right side is the first side, and it just says deck of TBR at the top. And as you might have seen, I have two envelopes here, and both of these are filled with extra prompts. I've made way more than I thought I did, and that's going to be a good thing. And then I think throughout the year that I'm going to be adding more. So if you have additional prompts that you think I should add to it, leave them down in the comments, and then I will definitely add them or make them, because I have a lot more note cards, a lot more lamination stuff, so that I can make more prompts. But both of these are filled with prompts, and moving in the future, I'm just gonna have to keep them somewhere else. I think I'm gonna have to get like an old Crate box or something to store them in, because as you might be able to tell, these are bursting with prompts. Like, it was even to the point where I used some of my extra velcro things to put on here to keep these closed so that they're not constantly popping open when I'm trying to film. Down here is just with the deck of cards, which I'll go into a little bit more, but if I get any face cards, I will be choosing from 6 different TBR jars, and I just wrote down which ones those are going to be for, you know, when I roll on a specific number. But in the middle, it's just split into 4 sections for the different suits, and then it's numbered 2 through 10, and that is where the majority of the prompts are for this. And then on the left hand side, I have the section for the bomb book, and then the bomb book is going to be for the intimidating read for the month. And basically what I'm gonna do is I have my deck of cards here. I got this deck of cards from Amazon, and I got it to go along with my theme, because if you couldn't tell, I decided to go with the black and gold theme for the board. But basically the whole story behind, or the whole way that you play this, is that you have a deck of cards. You're supposed to shuffle the cards, you pick a card, and obviously the majority of the time you're going to come up with a number and one of the suits. So you're going to pick the corresponding number suit and get the prompt from that one, and you're going to have to find a book, you know, something to read for the month that is fitting that prompt. That's the main portion of it. And like I mentioned, if you get any face cards, so say right now the king is on top, so if I picked a king, I would have to roll a dice or do a random number generator for the numbers 1 through 6, and whichever number that I land on will be the TBR jar that I pick from. And I'm not sure how well you were able to read that, but the jars that I have set out, I have subscription box for number 1, number 2 is newly acquired, number 3 is manga series, number 4 is novel series, and manga series I might just do manga or manga series, I'm not quite sure yet. Number 5 is backlist titles, and number 6 is arcs, whether that be physical or digital, because I have, I think, mostly digital. But yeah. Okay, so there might be a bit of overlap between some of these, because say I get say I have subscription box books, but I know that some of them come, or like newer versions, I will do my best to make sure that they are separated, because I'm thinking subscription box books are going to go, and I'm going to do like all of the ones before 2021 are going to go in the subscription box jar, but all of my newly acquired will go in the same, in the jar for I think I might have said this already, but the bomb book is going to be all of my intimidating reads. And what I'm going to do for those is that I'm going to put one of the jokers into the pile, and if I pick up a joker at any time during my picks, that will become, you know, I will have to automatically read one of the bomb books. What I'm going to do for myself as far as punishment, because I don't like the thing of having to unhaul books just because you didn't finish any specific reading challenges, but what I'm going to do is that if I don't finish any of my prompts from the previous month, I will just add in a second joker so that it's more risk to get the bomb book. Okay, so this month, at first I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to try it out this month to see. And basically what's going to happen is I started off, I'm only going to pick 5 cards. There is a system set up where if you get triple of a number, then you have to pull another card, and I'm going to be sticking by that rule. I think I might make it a little bit more challenging for myself in the future. I'm still thinking about whether I want to do that, but so say you get 3 5s, you have to add another card pool to your picks for the month. Or, you know, same goes for any of the face cards. So if you get 3 jacks or 3 aces, you have to add another one to that. So I decided that 5 is a good number, because I know how I have a tendency to already put too many books on my TBR anyway. So I figured if I go with 5 prompts or 5 card pulls, then that's a good start. So that way I can, if I have any extra ones that I need to pull, it's not too many starting off with. And I'm going to cap it at 10. So say I'm constantly getting triples, I am going to cap it at no more than 10 card pulls in a month, because I know that I am such a mood reader and I don't want to make it where it's undoable for myself. And this month is also going to be a little weird because I don't have my TBR jar set up yet, and I don't have my bomb book set up yet. So I'm not going to put any of the jokers in for the first month. I know that's probably kind of cheaty, but since I don't have them set up yet, I'm not going to do that. And then I also already have one of my big kind of intimidating reads on my TBR for the month anyway, so I'll just count that as being a bomb book, I guess. If I have a face card, I will try to fit them in because I know some of the things that will fit into this. I'll let you guys know as I go along to see how it goes out. Hopefully I'm not pulling any face cards, but I know that it's bound to happen, so I'm just going to shuffle the cards one more time. First card I have right from the top is 9 of Diamonds. So like I mentioned, I do apologize, I'm not going to be showing the board off this time around, but 9 of Diamonds, and I'm really glad that I decided to go with the Velcro instead of getting like the tacky putty, because that's going to be really easy to take on and off. But 9 of Diamonds for me was hardcover, so I definitely have several hardcovers that are currently on my shelf, so I'm just going to stick that back into like the middle. So let me grab another prompt out of one of my envelopes, and oh, okay, so the next one that's going to be going in for the 9 of Diamonds is 500 plus pages, and then I'll go over everything that I'm planning on reading after, you know, I'm done. I just want to kind of get this done first so that I can, what am I trying to say, so that I can move on to the actual books that I'm going to read. So next is, what is that, 5 of Spades. So 5 of Spades is between 350 and I think that's 500 pages, if that'll focus in. So I think I should actually have something that will fit that as well. The next one that I'm going to be putting back in place of the between 300 and 500 is Person on Cover. Gonna shuffle this just a little bit. Okay, so next is the Ace of Clubs. Okay, so Ace, like I mentioned, is one of my TBR jars. So let's just see what it comes up with. Hey Siri, pick a number between 1 and 6.
A random number between 1 and 6 is 1.
Okay, that actually works out perfectly. Number 1 on my TBR jars is subscription box, and for that I will have like a list of books on smaller pieces of paper in a cup, probably one of my mugs, and I will randomly draw a book out of there for that. But I already have like a tentative TBR for the month, and I actually have 2 of my subscription box. I think I have 2 of my Owl Crate books on that TBR. Maybe I'll pick out 6. I was gonna do 5, but maybe I'll pick out 6, just to have the chance of getting an extra. So next is that 2 of Hearts. 2 of Hearts is a one-word title. Hopefully you can see that. I actually have something for that one as well. So far so good. So while I'm shuffling this up, I was thinking about making this a little bit more difficult for myself. If I got the exact same card 2 times in a row, or 2 times while I'm pulling cards in a single round, then I would have to add another card. So say, you know, like I said, if I get 3 of the same number, then I have to add 1. But if I get 2 of the same card, I would have to add another pull. So I'm thinking about doing that, not this month, but I think that's something that I'm going to be doing in the future once I get a feel for how to do that. And then to replace one-word title, I'm going to put male author. Next card is, that 3 of Diamonds starts with the word the. And what I'm going to replace 3 of Diamonds with is, what is this, written by multiple authors. And we're going to do one final pull for this one, and then I'm going to get into the actual books that are on my TBR. What is this? Oh, another face card. Okay, it doesn't matter what the face card is. I actually did like a roll on the Google roller, and I got manga series. So just briefly going back over the picks that I got for my first round of the deck of TBR, which I think this is going to be really fun, especially when I get all of my TBR jars made, because it will be a lot more randomized with all of the books that I have on my TBR. But the first one that I got was to read a hardcover, and then it was read a book between 350 and 500 pages. And then the next one that I got was to read was a face card, and the prompt was to read one of my books from a subscription box. And next was to read a book with a one-word title. And then finally, then I had to read a book that starts with the word the, and then the last one was another face card, and that was to read a manga series. So I think I'm going to actually start off with those books that fit those prompts, and then go into everything else. Starting off with a hardcover book, I'm going to go with Ray Bearer by Jordan and Fuego. I actually was going to try to read this before the end of December, but it didn't end up working out. So I actually restarted this today because I was kind of half paying attention to the beginning of it, and I wanted to make sure that I caught everything that was going on. Next is to read a book between 350 and 500 pages. It's Rebel Sisters by Tochi Onobuchi, which is the sequel to War Girls. Just to double check, this one has 451 pages. So my next prompt was one of the face card prompts, and that was to read a book from a subscription box. And I think the only ones that I currently have with me are ones that came from Outcrate. I have two options here. The first one is Among the Beasts and Briars by Ashley Poston, and then the other one that I received in an Outcrate box as well is These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. The next one that I had was One Word Title, and I think I had two options for this one as well. And one of those is Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson, and then the other option that I have is Slay by Brittany C. Morris. Actually, I think it's we just have Brittany Morris on here. Anyway, this one is another YA contemporary. Okay, so the next prompt that I had was to read a book that starts with the word the, and this is another one that I had two options for, and honestly I might have had more, but these are just the physical books that I have here in front of me, so that's why I'm picking these out. But the first one that I have is The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill. And then the other one that I have is The Electric Kingdom by David Arnold. And this is actually a 2020 release, or 2021 release, I'm sorry. And then the final prompt for the deck of TBR that I picked out was another one of the TBR roles. And for that one, I got manga series. First, I have Prince Freya Volume 2 and Volume 3. The other is My Senpai is Annoying, and I have Volumes 2 and 3 in this one as well. And this is by Shiro Manta. Sorry, I didn't say, but Prince Freya is by Kiko Ishihara. Those are all the books that I have to fit into the deck of TBR challenges. Okay, so that's 12 books already so far that are on my TBR. See, this is why I have a problem, because of course those aren't all of the books that I had on my TBR. Okay, I'm going to quickly go through some of the digital ones that I have. A lot of these, or all of these that I'm going to mention, are e-arcs that I received. The first of those e-arcs is Playing with Fire by April Henry. Then I have The Girls I've Been by Tess Sharp. And then What Big Teeth by Rose Zabo. Also, I almost forgot, I have After the Rain by Nettie Okorafor. That one's actually a comic. And then I do have a small stack for the rest of the physical books that I had on my TBR. So I'm going to go through those quickly as well. So I have Demon Slayer Volume 1 by Kiyoharu Katugi. I don't know. Sorry. But as I said, this is Volume 1 of Demon Slayer. And I have Mixed Vegetables Volume 1 and Mixed Vegetables Volume 2 by Ayumi Komura. Then I have Super Fake Love Song by David Yoon, and I have an audiobook checked out from the library for this one, so that's why it is another carryover for me. And then finally, the last book that I'm going to be talking about in my January TBR is To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini. But I do have an audiobook also checked out from the library for this one, and I just wanted to make sure that I get through it. And this is the one that I was saying could fit for my bomb book. This is just kind of a guideline for myself. I would like to get through all of these books. I'm going to try my best to get through all of them because this is like my top priority as of right now. And then throughout the month, I'm just going to do my best to fit in those other books however they fit in. So I will keep you guys updated on that. But that's all I have for this video. I think it ended up being way longer than I was trying to make it, but that's because I was trying to explain the deck of TBR game and how I'm going to be changing it up to fit for me, I guess. So let me know down in the comments what some of the books you're planning on reading for January are. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you would like to see more from me, make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys again in the next one. Bye. Okay, so tomorrow actually, I don't want ice cream stuff to melt. It does melt. Okay, so this is probably the very wrong idea. But until I am done, I need to reorganize some shelves. So Sunday, I gotta get up and I gotta do it all.